Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can download and install MySQL on your Windows 10 operating system. So let's get started and let's see how we can do it. So first of all, just open your favorite browser and search for download MySQL. Okay, so just search for download MySQL and hopefully the first link which will appear here will be from dev.mysql.com/downloads. Okay, and if it's not the case, we will see how we can reach to that downloads page. So once you open this download page, the link is dev.mysql.com/download, and if you land to this dev.mysql.com page, then you can just click to the downloads link here, and then you will reach to the downloads page. Okay, now in here we want to download the community version of MySQL Server. Now when you scroll a little bit down, at the bottom you will be able to see this community GPL downloads. Okay, so we want to download this version. We want the MySQL Community Edition, which is a GPL version. So just click this link which says Community GPL Downloads, and once this page is open, it will give you few options like MySQL Community Server, MySQL Cluster, MySQL Router, and other links. But what we are interested in is the first link, which is the MySQL Community Server. So just click this link which says MySQL Community Server, and then it's going to open this page whose heading is download MySQL Community Server, right? So when you scroll a little bit down, you will be able to see first of all Microsoft Windows. This is the operating system automatically selected, otherwise you can select your operating system, and then it says select OS version, so you can select OS version from here, but right now I will leave it as default, right? So just leave it as all, and then I will scroll a little bit down and I will see this description which says Windows x86 32 and 64-bit MySQL installer MSI, and the button is given here which says go to downloads page. So we want to click this button. Do not click the other buttons which are there in other downloads. So in other downloads you will be able to find Windows Zip Archive or Windows Zip Archive for 64-bit and other zip formats, right? But we want the installer MSI file, so you just need to click this button which says go to downloads page, and then you will reach to the downloads page of this MySQL. So just scroll a little bit down once again, and in here you will find two versions. One is Windows MSI installer and other is also Windows MSI installer, but you when you read here carefully, you will see one is web based installer and another is the installer itself. So this web based installer have a smaller size, but it will connect to the internet, and it's going to download the whole installation files, and then it's going to install. So this is the one version. Other version is the download of installer itself, and it's 405 megabyte of size. And when you download this installer, you don't need to, I think, connect to the internet or anything else. You can run this installer and everything will take care of itself. So what we are going to do is we will download this installer, which is second one, which is of bigger size, right? So just click this download button here, and you will observe that download will not start because it will ask you to give the login, or it will ask you to sign up into your Oracle account, but we don't want that. So there is an option here which is no thanks, just start my download. So you just want to click this link which says no thanks, just start my download. Okay, so just click this link and now the download will start. So you can see 406 megabyte size file is downloaded or will be downloaded, and I will just say save file. So by the way, it's a quite big file, so it will take some time to download. So I have already downloaded one MSI file already to save some time, and I'm going to cancel this download and I will directly open the downloaded file which I have downloaded. So this is the file which I have downloaded, which is MySQL installer community. At the time of making this video, the version is 5.7.18. okay, so this is the latest version at the time of making this video. So I'm going to just double click on this installer and minimize this window for now, and it's going to start the Windows installer. You can see it's preparing the installer, and in some moments we are going to start installing MySQL on our Windows 10 operating system. So first of all, you will see this kind of window which will ask you to give permission to install this. So you just need to press yes here, and then the installation will start. And once again, I can see this window which says, do you want to allow the app to make changes to your PC, which is MySQL installer launcher.exe file. So I will once again click yes, and it will continue with the installation process. And now you will be able to see this kind of installation wizard. So first of all, the license agreement terms and conditions. You may want to read these license terms and conditions. And if you are okay with these license terms and conditions, you can just check this checkbox which says I accept the license terms, and then click next. Now in here, there are few options for you. So you have developer default, which installs all product needed for MySQL development purpose, right? Now second is the server only, which install only MySQL server product. Other is client only, which installs the MySQL client product without the server. The next one is the full version, which installs all included MySQL products and features. And the last one is custom. So you can manually select the product that should be installed on the system. So you can see the list of all the products which will be installed in your system when you will select any particular option. So for example, for developers default, it will install MySQL server, you can see, and tools required for MySQL application development. So here is the MySQL server, then you have the MySQL shell, then it will also install MySQL router, MySQL workbench, which is a GUI version of MySQL client, which you can use to create tables or create databases and interact with databases. MySQL for Excel, so it will allow you to download the connector for Excel programs. And then you have the MySQL for Visual Studio, for example, if you want to install or develop some Visual Studio application, it has the connector for that. And then the other languages it also supports, for example, .NET, Java, C++, and for other languages it's also available, right? So I would like to select this option which says developer default. But if you want only server, then you can select server only, or otherwise client only, or if you want full featured, then you can install this version also, which is for the full version, right? So I will just install this developer version, which will install almost everything, right? So I will select this option and then click next. Now whenever you select the developer defaults, you will be able to see sometimes this kind of warning which says one or more product requirements have not been satisfied. Those products with missing requirement will not be installed or upgraded. Do you wish to continue? You just need to say yes, because sometimes it may happen that some of the program, for example Visual Studio, is all not installed on your system. So you need to just agree with that, right? And now you just need to click execute, which is going to install one by one each and every product which you will see here. So first of all, MySQL Server has been installed, and then it will install Workbench, MySQL Notifier, Utilities, Shell, Router, ODBC connector for C++, Java, .NET, and other things. So it will take some time to install everything, so just be patient, and then you will be able to see the status as they will install. So I will wait for some time to install everything, and then we will go forward. So now the installation of each and every product which we have selected has been completed. You can see this green check mark in front of every product, and you can also see the status in front of every product which has been installed and installed successfully. Okay, so once you see complete status for every product, you can just go to the next step. So just click next, and now you will be able to see these options. One is for configuring your MySQL server, second is for MySQL router, and third is for the samples and examples, because I have selected the developer's default, right? So I will click next here. Now first here I will see this option which says types and networking. So in this case I just want to use it as a standalone MySQL server, so I will just leave it as default, and then I will just click next. But if you want some more complicated kind of cluster or something, then you may want to read the description and go according to that, right? So click next. Now in here you will see server configuration type. Okay, so the configuring type is development machine. You can see the server machine here also, and dedicated machine also. So in my case, this is the development machine. I want to develop something using this MySQL, so I will just leave it as default, which is development machine. And now in the connectivity, you will be able to see the port number, which is 3306. This is the default port number on which MySQL will be installed, and in most of the cases this is the default port for MySQL, so I have no reason to change it. But if you have good reason to change it, then just change it whatever port number you want for your MySQL, right? Now the connection type will be TCP IP, and I will leave everything as default, which is Open Firewall port for network access, which is fine in my case for development, right? So I will just click next here, and now I just need to give some password using which I will access my MySQL server, right? So I will just provide a very simple password in my case, but you may want to give a very a strong password if you are working on the real life system, right? So in my case I have given a very simple password, but in your case you can give any other password which you may like. And this password you need to remember in order to log in to your MySQL server, right? So just give the password and remember that password. Now the next step here is MySQL user accounts. So you can create MySQL user accounts also. So we will create one user for now. So I will just click this button which says add user, and the username I want to give here is whatever username you want to give. In my case I will give code bind here. Okay, so the username in my case is code bind, but in your case it can be different username. And then the host, you can see all host here, and you can also see the local host. I will leave this as default, which is by default selected here, and the role is DB admin. I will also leave it as default, but there are different roles which you can select from here. For example, backup admin or DB designer, DB manager. So these are all the roles which you can select. I'm going to select the DB admin, so leave it as default. And then authentication is MySQL, which is fine for me. And once again, for this user, you need to give a password for this user. So give any password which you can provide to this user, and then this user will be able to log into that system. Okay, so I will just click OK. Now remember the password of this user also, and remember the password for the root account also. So this password is different from the user password. It can be same, but basically this role is different, which is for root account password, and this password may be different. Okay, but remember both the passwords. And now click next, and now you will see the Windows service. I will leave it everything as default. You can see Windows service name here is MySQL 57 coming from the MySQL version because it's 5.7 version, right? That's why it's MySQL 57. Now I will leave this also as default, and now I will click next. And here also it's asking me plugin and extension MySQL as a document store. So for now I don't want to change anything here also, and I will just click next. And now I can see the configuration steps, so I will just click execute and wait for the steps to be completed. You can see 2 of the steps has been completed. In the same way, the other steps will be completed in some seconds, and once these all steps will be completed, we will be able to go further. So now the configuration steps has been completed, and let's see what are the configuration steps. So it was stopping the server if it was running, then writing the configuration file, updating firewall, and then adjusting Windows service if necessary, initializing the database, starting the server. So it has already started the MySQL server. So when we will start the MySQL client, we will be able to directly connect to the server, right? Now next is applying security settings, creating user accounts, updating start menu links. So you will be able to see these links in the start menu also, and updating the firewall. So everything is done. I will just click finish, and you will see this MySQL server configuration has been completed. And now it will configure the router. So I will just click next, and I will click finish, and once again for the samples and example, click next, and I will just select this option and then check it. And once it's checked, then I will click next, and then I will just say execute, and it will just finish the configuration step for that also. And in some moments everything will be done, and we will be able to click finish. So just click finish here, and then go to the next step, and you can see the installation has been successfully completed. And it says start MySQL workbench after the setup, start MySQL shell after the setup. So when we click this finish button, we will be able to see the MySQL workbench and start MySQL shell also. So let's click finish button, and you can see the MySQL shell has been started. And hopefully if everything goes well, we will be able to see the MySQL workbench also maybe, right? So now we are able to see the MySQL workbench also, right? So this is the MySQL shell, and this is the MySQL workbench. Now if you are not able to see these two options in your case, you can always go to the start menu. So just go to the start menu and then go to all apps, and then search for MySQL. You can see MySQL is the new application. Just expand this, and you will be able to see all the command line options and workbench also. So you can see this is the MySQL shell, and then MySQL Workbench is here. So you can start them next time from this place. Okay, so MySQL Workbench and MySQL shell. So first of all, what I need to do is I want to connect to my MySQL database using the MySQL client. So for now, what I will do is I will just close this MySQL shell for now. And right now what I want to do is I will go to the start menu and then click all options and go to the MySQL option, which is let me see where it is, here. And then from here I will open the MySQL command line. Okay, so just search for MySQL client command line. You can see this option, MySQL command line client. So just click this option, and in here you need to give your password, whatever you have set whenever you have installed MySQL. So I'll give the password which I have set and then press enter, and you can see I'm connected to the MySQL database, and through this client I can interact with my MySQL database. So for example, when I write show databases and then semicolon and then press enter, it will show me the default databases which are present in my MySQL server, right? So for example, I want to select some database. I will select this database called world. So to select this database, I will just use this command, use, and then the database name. So database name I want to use is world here. Okay, and then the semicolon and then press enter, and it says unknown databases. So I think, yeah, the spelling was wrong, so I just need to give world here, and you can see it says database changed. Right now, in order to see all the tables inside this database, I can just say show tables here. Just say show tables and the semicolon and then press enter, and now I can see all the tables inside this world database. So there is a city table, country table, and country language table inside this database. So in this way you can interact with your database using the MySQL command line client. Now if you want to use MySQL Workbench, it's also easy. So you can just go to this database tab. So just click this database tab and then click to connect to database, and once you see this kind of option, it says stored connections. So just select the one which you have, which is the local instance of MySQL router, and then the host name is localhost, username is root, and password. So password, whatever I have set for my root username. So I will just give that password and then click OK. And once it's done, I can just click OK here, and it will connect to the MySQL server and show me all the options, right? So you can see I will be able to see this kind of interface now, right? So I can just drag this like this, and then I can see my schemas inside my MySQL server. So you can see this database Sakila, Sys, and world. So we have seen the world database using the command line client. So from here also you can see the tables inside that world database. You can see city, country, and country language. Okay, so in this way you can download and install MySQL on your Windows 10 operating system. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and bye for now.